I'm surprised how many songs that get sent to me that don't have a bridge in them. They're just verse, chorus, maybe sometimes a third verse, and then another chorus. Nothing to dynamically shift it. So today I want to talk about bridges. I want to talk about why they're important in your song. And I'm going to give you 5 different bridges that you can try out in your next bit of songwriting. And this is going to help you write songs that are more engaging, that have more of a story, and that people want to listen to more than once. Let's chat bridges. I'm Craig from Musician to Artist. I am a bit of a sucker for a bridge. I like how it can shift the perspective. I think lyrically, great opportunity to shift the perspective. I love that it gives an opportunity to do something different musically. But most of all, I love that it kind of gives a platform for that final chorus to be big and explosive and new. Like it's a classic setup, repeat, change. So if we do a setup, we got verse, chorus, and a great setup. If we just do that again, then we're just repeating and there's nothing we haven't heard before. A bridge gives us that chance to really bring in that last chorus hard and give it some context and give it some interest. We will see this in a movie every single time, right? You have the setup of the character, you have the problem, they're chasing the problem. Just when it looks like everything's fine, the bridge comes in, something changes, there's like a new twist or something, and then the rest of the movie is solving that new twist in context with what was set up before. So that's exactly what we're doing with our song. So let's chat through 5 different ways you can use a bridge. The first way is just your traditional bridge. So this might be a new chord progression. It's definitely going to be a new melody and it's going to be new lyrics. So it's something we haven't heard in the song before. Now it definitely can be the same chord progression. That works well. You don't have to have a different chord progression. You do need a different melody. It's got to be something, for a traditional bridge I'm talking about, it's got to be something that is new, that spikes our ears. Oh, I haven't heard this before. What's going on? I think lyrically, great idea to bring in a different perspective. So if you're talking about a boy meets girl type song, for example, you could be setting up all the things you love about this girl, all the things you love about this girl. The bridge could be the reason why she doesn't love you. Or it could be the reason why, even though this girl's so great, you'll never get her because of these things. But then the chorus is talking about why you want to have her. So it brings in a different perspective lyrically, is a really good idea. So a traditional bridge is going to have that different melody that just spikes it and really changes it. So the thing that's difficult about a bridge, or not so much difficult, but important to remember, is that you're pivoting away from your verse into something new, but that something new also has to be able to pivot back to your chorus. So you can't change up everything about your song and give a totally new perspective that now is not in context with the story. It needs to make sense because the bridge is more than likely going to lead back into your final chorus and it has to kind of resolve the whole story that you've spent the song building up. Right, so number 1 is a traditional bridge, new melody, new lyrics. So you got now 3 sections of your song: verse, chorus, bridge, or maybe verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge. The second one is to rehash your pre-chorus. So this is quite common in pop music, country music. If you have a pre-chorus in your song, it is kind of almost a different perspective anyway. It's kind of a question. It's a pivot between the verse and the chorus anyway. So that works well if you're then pivoting from your chorus back into your chorus again, where that bridge kind of is. That works really well there. So what I would say if you're doing pre-chorus as a bridge is that this is all about dynamics. You have to change the way that you've done it. You can't make it exactly the same. Otherwise, we're going to be in our same problem where you just like set up and then you're just repeating all day. So dynamically, you need to bring that bridge in, even though you are using the same lyrics and using the same melody as your pre-chorus. It's a bridge because it's something new. So what is the new thing? Is it like bigger? Is it using different, like a build maybe, like a solid build so that it's raising tension? Is it super, super quiet to create space for that last chorus to explode into? Or is it kind of super loud and intense compared to the other ones that will allow the chorus to like sit in and flow afterwards? So number 2, rehash your pre-chorus with a new dynamic. The next 2 are kind of similar. Number 3 is doing a quiet chorus. This works quite well if you've got a really hooky chorus that you really want to drive home. is to just do that quietly. So you've got like a groove in the other choruses. Maybe the first chorus is built, your second chorus has a nice groove in it, your third chorus is going to explode into your big climax there. So you're now going to add a fourth chorus if you're going to use that as a bridge. It's got to be really pulled back and different again, so that when it comes up, it's new. It's given us something different that we haven't heard before, and we're not just repeating. So the quiet chorus is a difficult one to do because you don't want to just have so many choruses. Your song's probably already got 3 choruses. You've done a verse, then a chorus, second verse, chorus, and now you're going chorus before your chorus. So you got to be careful with this one. But if it's done well dynamically, and if it's a great chorus, great lyrics, great melody, all those things, and you feel like it's the point that you really need to drive home, quiet chorus is a great way or great option as a bridge. Make it dynamically different though. The fourth one, which is probably the most difficult, I think, is the third verse or the next verse. So sometimes you'll do verse 1, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, chorus. If you want to add verse 4, super difficult. Or maybe you've just gone verse, chorus, verse, verse. So when we drop back into that verse or that section for the third time, it's very difficult to engage your audience. So this is very storytelling songwriting or folk songwriting or something like that. When you've got a lot to say, you've got a lot of narrative, and it all needs to be in there for the chorus to make sense, for your song to make sense, then this can be used. What I would say is this is even more important than your pre-chorus and your chorus bridges to dynamically be different. It's got to change up somehow. You've got to make me feel something in that fourth verse or the third verse that's different to what I've felt before. If you're using the same melody and the same chords, it's got to have some sort of emotion that's different. So I think maybe a perspective shift or something. It can't just be more of the same of what we've heard. So it is difficult to do, but you can do it. You hear it a lot. Something different. Maybe have it building, have it super quiet and strip it back. Have it a really maybe controversial lyric or really emotive lyric or something that really makes you like think about it and grab it, and make sure it leads into that final chorus really well. So it is the trickiest one. It is the trickiest one. Fourth, that's it. I was trying to say fourth and trickiest at the same time, but it can be used. And the last one, which we see a fair bit, particularly in country music, and even pop now with these big dance hooks, is an instrumental as a bridge. So you've gone verse, chorus, and then some sort of big breakout part. Could be a big solo. If you write in metal, it's going to be your breakdown where you got all your double kicks and your big chugging guitar and everyone's doing their thing. That works really well as a bridge. Could be just like a dance beat, like sort of a breakout thing where the groove of the chorus keeps going, and maybe you're adding in some ad-lib lyrics, or maybe you're just repeating the last line of the chorus a couple of times. So it's kind of a break between verse, chorus, but it's not an extra part as much as it's just a breakout, a time to have a rest, a time to, I don't know, celebrate, sit in the groove, something like that. Guitar solos, like I said, work great. Experiment with this one. This one is kind of cool if you can get out of your chorus really big and just keep that hype for a while. This is going to work well if you can then drop into a quiet chorus or drop back into your chorus or your groove or go back to your pre-chorus or something. So it's difficult if you just go chorus, instrumental bit, chorus, and that's all the same dynamic. It's going to be difficult to make that last chorus kind of pop and be climactic. So yeah, what I'd say, if you're going to do that, keep the same dynamic between that chorus, lift a bit for your big instrumental break, and then at some point you have to come down off that to then go back up. So that could be a quiet chorus, that could be a quiet pre, that could just be a ton of build in the actual instrumental bit, but something's got to transition in so that, again, it's different. Our ears are being spiked and we're not just hearing the same thing over and over. So hope that has helped. And what I would challenge you to do, 2 things. First is let me know in the comments which you tend to go to. Like, what's your go-to bridge out of those 5? Is it the traditional bridge? Is it adding a pre-chorus, a chorus, a verse, or is it instrumental? And then the challenge is experiment with these different things. If your next song you write, go into it with the intention of using the pre-chorus or using an instrumental or using your traditional bridge or one of these things, and kind of incorporate that and see if you can write 5 songs and use this one in each and see which one you like more. So I'm going to leave you with a video up here that I reckon you should watch. This is a songwriting workshop. This is the first video in a 3-video series of songwriting workshop where I go from start to finish, writing a song and teaching you everything that I do, like my process, my system when it comes to writing a song. So you'll be able to see in that how I go about writing a bridge in this song, and I reckon you'll get a ton out of that. There's a link below, but you watch this video to get started.